Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares his story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or at Instagram at justkkeepswimming_podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back at it again with another great episode for you. And you already know who's with me. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr. 1-3, dropping hot beats for the city as always. So please check out his latest projects, you guys, and stay up to date with him. As always, he always got some new fire for you guys. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I kind of have an interesting message to share with you guys. You know me, I'm gonna take something from my life experience that I experienced recently and just share it with you guys. So this message actually was inspired by Mr. John Maxwell, one of my favorite authors. If you guys haven't listened to his books yet, please go check out his books. He has a lot of great books for you guys to listen to. But for this message, one of his books he talks about is how to travel with people and without people. And one of the things that he says in the message, which is the ultimate key of the message, is if you want to travel fast, go alone. But if you want to travel far, go with others. And I always kind of understood the message, but this past week I actually got to experience the message and what it truly meant. And I actually truly understand it now. So this past week, we got to take the kids out to Cali for a little trip, got to hit some theme parks and stuff, and, some college tours, of course, to, expand their minds, let them know what's out there in the world. But, while we were on the trips, we went to 2 theme parks. We went to SeaWorld and the zoo, the San Diego Zoo. Both amazing experiences. I enjoyed both of them, but both of them were different experiences for me. So for SeaWorld, we were at SeaWorld for a very long time. Like, we got there like at 10 a.m. when it first opened, and we didn't leave until 9 p.m. So we was there for almost 12 hours, and that was a long time at SeaWorld. And at first I was dreading it because I'm like, that's a long time at this park. Like, what am I going to do for this whole time? But, it seemed like a lot of the chaperones, we let the kids go do what they do, gave them their tickets and all that stuff. And then all the chaperones, we kind of just hung out with each other and just, kicked it with the team, cracked jokes, got on the rides, went to the shows, and we really just enjoyed each other's company. And I personally believe that I would have been aggravated or just couldn't been able to do that whole trip if it wasn't being with the group, And that goes to the second part of the message what John Maxwell was talking about, as if you want to go far, go with others. And that time period, I had to be with others for me to make it that far, because if not, I would have been bored. I would have probably, been talking to myself, probably would have sat down and not did nothing, and probably been a little irritating, like, all right, now what? Kept looking at the clock to see what time it is, how much time I got left, counting down and stuff. And yes, we would look at the clock, of course, because we had to check out and leave by a certain time. But a lot of times, hours would just fly by, and I was like, oh wow, 2 hours flew by that fast. But it wouldn't have happened if I wasn't with others, And I think that, me just embracing it and just being like, you know what, I'm just going to travel with the pack. I'm not going to be upset. I'm going to see what they want to do, flow with the flow. I'm just here, y'all. I'm here to hang out with y'all. Whatever y'all want to do, I'm down. And that right there made the experience so amazing because I got to just open up. We did some things I wanted to do as well as things that other people wanted to do, but it just made the experience so much easier and made it so much smoother for if I would did it by myself. But then the flip side, on the next day, we went to the San Diego Zoo, and we were at the San Diego Zoo for about 4 to 5 hours. And this was my very, very first time at a zoo. Like, I've been to like the lion habitat and whatever little type of aquarium we have in Las Vegas, but I've never been to a true zoo where I could see all these animals and get to walk around and stuff. So for me, it was a new experience for me, but for a lot of my coworkers, it wasn't. So when I was at the zoo, I decided that, I'm going to disappear and I'm going to travel alone for this journey and really get to enjoy this experience, So, I kind of disappeared, I faded to the shadows and I started to explore. They were looking for me like, yo, AJ, where you at? We over here, we over there. And I'm like, okay, I'll be there. But I kind of took my time getting there. And then by the time I did meet up with them, they looked at me and they were like, you're having a great time. I was like, you know what? I really am. This is my first time at the zoo. This is a great experience. I've never been here before. And they were like, oh, okay, well, look, I'm glad you didn't stay with us then, because a lot of us been here already. This is my 8th time here. It's nothing special for us. You would have been upset if you were with us because, we weren't going through see all the animals like you were. We went on the bus ride and we kind of just been strolling around, taking our time, shooting the breeze pretty much. And I was like, you know what? I am so glad I didn't go with you guys because, at the zoo, I had less time. And I wasn't trying to go far. I was trying to go fast. I was trying to see as much as possible in that little bit of window that I had. And I couldn't have done that if I would have decided to stick with the group and be a team player, And it's kind of like, I had to, in both situations, I had to embrace my choice at the time. Traveling with the pack at SeaWorld, I could have wandered off easy and went and explored SeaWorld. But then I would have felt like, where are they doing? Where are they at? This is boring. What can I do? And vice versa at the zoo, I could have traveled with the pack. But I was like, they're going to go slow. They over here trying to take bathroom breaks and eat every 10 minutes. And nah, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to see this stuff. So I'm going to go alone and I'm going to embrace being alone and just enjoy this experience. And both of the experiences were amazing. But I don't think that I could have really enjoyed those experiences if I didn't make those choices to, travel with the pack one day and then travel alone the next day, because I would have been irritated and I really got out of it what I wanted to get out of it. And I believe I got so much out of that zoo that I fell in love with it. I can't wait to go back and see it. But one thing I kind of want to get across too is also when you make that choice and stick with that choice, people will respect your choice, definitely if you can explain it to them, even if you don't have to explain it to them, they'll respect your choice and understand where you're coming from. Like this, they were trying to get me to hang out with them, but the second they learned that this is my first time at the zoo, they threw their hands up and was like, yeah, man, go explore, bro. You got an hour left. You better hurry up. Because they knew that it's a lot to see and it's my first experience and they could see the excitement on my face like a kid in a candy store. And they're like, yeah, man, go enjoy this experience, bro. Don't worry about trying to hang out with us. The love is unconditional. It's going to be here no matter what. At the end of the day, it wasn't like, oh, AJ, you explore by yourself. You're not a part of the team no more. Get out the pack. Like, no, that was not the case at all. I'm still a part of the team. We still ate dinner together that night and all that stuff. It was no issues at all. But it's like a lot of times we overthink things and feel like, man, if I don't travel with a pack or if I do something different or if I decide to go alone instead of going with a group, people are going to get mad or get upset or not love me that way or accept my choice. And it's like we have to let that go and just accept your choice and be happy with the choice that you made, because the choices you made is going to be the best choice for you. And as long as you do what's best for you, who cares what other people think? Do what's best for you at the end of the day. And then it's kind of interesting too, because I kind of had an epiphany as well of when you do what's best for you, people will want to applaud that, they will encourage it, and then some people are going to want to come along, you know. So when I did meet up with the group, one of the homies, he was there, and you know, he was with the group and all, but you can tell he kind of wanted to get away but didn't know how to. So then he saw with me that, hey, AJ doesn't care. Why does AJ care? Why do I care? I'm about to get up and go with AJ. And he said to the group, hey y'all, I'm going to travel with AJ. And then now me and him are marking around the zoo, taking pictures, seeing all these animals and just enjoying the scenery while they're sitting back eating food and enjoying each other's company. Everybody enjoyed themselves to the fullest, you know, but it's like you had to really stop and say, I'm gonna do what's best for me. And the guy that decided to join me on the little tour, my little mini tour, he said the same thing. Man, I love y'all cool pack, but I'm gonna do what's best for me right now, and that's gonna get up and go walk with this guy. And for me, it was like, yeah, bro, come join the team, bro. Either way, whether you come with me or not, I'm still about to take this journey and enjoy it. But if you want to come with me, I'll love the company. And you know, after traveling with him, it did make it a little bit easier, because now they got somebody to talk to and somebody to appreciate the animals like I appreciate them, you know. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I kind of just shared that whole message with the mindset of, you know, don't overthink it. You know, you can travel with the group, you can travel by yourself, but whatever choice you make, just embrace that choice and trust that that's the best choice you made for yourself. You know, don't try to overthink it or regret it or feel like, oh my gosh, they're gonna be upset with me if I do this or if I go that way. Like, let it go. Let it go. Do what's best for you. The ones who truly love you unconditionally, they're not going to care. They're going to be proud of the choices you make and embrace your choice. And the ones that want to be along, they'll get up and tag along with you, and they'll travel with you on that journey, you know. But don't worry about what other people think. At the end of the day, like I said, if you would never tagged along with me, I still was going to take that journey and continue the route. Like, I was trying to walk away from the table and trying to, you know, yeah, I'll see y'all later. You know, I'm trying to fade to the back because I'm ready to go, because I knew I had a mission to complete and I want to complete my mission. And somebody tagged along with me on my mission, and it made my mission so much easier, so much smoother, and everything just went amazing, you know. So I truly do agree with Mr. John Maxwell said. You know, if you want to travel fast, go alone. If you want to travel far, go with others. But the main thing is to embrace whichever choice you make and trust that that's the best choice for you at the time. And you can always change that choice. Even though you're traveling alone doesn't mean others can't join. And even though you're traveling with others don't mean you can't veer off by yourself. You know, the choices are always there. You always want to see what's best for you in that moment. Trust your gut, trust your mind, trust your heart, and just go with the flow. And I promise you, it's going to be so much happiness at the end of it. Like, after I left that zoo, I was just nothing but smiles, and I'm still smiles right now, and I feel so blessed for the opportunity to be where I was, you know. But that's all about that choice I made, and I just made the choice to, you know, I'm gonna go with the flow one day, and the next day I'm gonna go alone. But either way, both days were amazing, and there was no animosity or anything like that for any choices I made. So I'm proud of myself for what I did. Good job, AJ. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that message stuck with you guys in some way, shape, or form. I hope it made sense. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you already know you can reach out to us on our email, social media. Once I get logged back into that, I kind of deleted my social media for a little while, but we'll still be checking in with you guys. So you already know, just reach out to us any way you can. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, a marvelous evening, a splendid afternoon, and remember to just keep swimming.